just short of the green. I just blew out that 8-iron though. Finally, at a certain point in a trip, the clubs are not going to be able to handle. That's why we need sponsors. This is an independent golf channel. We're in France right now. We're going to have no 8-iron. That thing just ripped right off. Enough to finally make it to France. Started off at the top of France and then played in Montpellier, which we're here now at Golf Montpellier Resort, essentially. It's a beautiful area. It's a top tier destination. It's a PGA destination as well. We're going to go through some tours, the history of this course, and more importantly, how much fun we had on this adventure. Oh, breakfast. I don't even know where the hell I'm going right now. Yeah, it's got to be up here somewhere. The executive course kind of threw me off a second. I assumed I was going to be... Oh, shit! I took the wrong way! So we got to get back on the tee before we lose our spot, but it should be fine. If anything, we'll get the... I don't know. There's no one in front of me. But for some reason, I just assumed we would go this way. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But yeah, they got an executive course. It also has a small chip and putt course, but the greens are just as nice. You can see there's a little, I would say maybe 40 meters, 55 yards-ish. And then you got another hole right here. But look at the views when you come out here. You can enjoy yourself at the golf course. If you have a family, stay and play, right? I mean, they have a lot of amenities here at this facility. And you get scenic views of the city. You're a little bit further out. There's another 9-hole executive course separate from this. But I tell you what, you come out here, really enjoy yourself. Not too far from the city, but far enough where you probably have to take a taxi cab in. Don't recommend taking the one at the airport. You're going to get ripped off. But if you do take one, just go on Uber. And the course was designed by Chris Pittman in 1991. It really has a Mediterranean feel to it. Well, we're not that far. But the course itself is a resort with an executive course, a chip and putt, and then the hotel. We didn't stay at the actual hotel here, just, believe it or not, it was still a 45-minute walk, so it was not an enjoyable walk, but it was still close enough to where maybe there's a shuttle. I should have double checked. It didn't seem like there was a shuttle, and you do get a discount, but be prepared to have all that information in front of you. It's like 15%. So outside of that, the course conditions are top-notch. It's an expensive course on this green, I will say, but it's still a fun course, and to play something where professionals are going to be playing in the near future, I'm excited for anything like that. So let's go through this trip, whether we were in the Netherlands, Brussels, Germany, Luxembourg, and now France. And you're not going to find this in Paris. We're going to play in Paris, but that's not a place you play golf. Get some baguettes, get some crepes, and you get the hell out of there. I went that way. I was supposed to go up and over. Live and you learn. Holy shit, that was confusing. The tee boxes go pretty far back here at this facility because you host some major events internationally, but look at this. You better be able to hit a good shot.
The course is located in Juviac, France. Walking in, it's almost like you're checking into the hotel. The club shop, clubhouse, whatever you want to call it, is right there when you walk in, straight ahead. Because you're at Golf Resort Montpellier Fontcaude, located in the Herald department of France. Established in 1992, some sources mention 1991, but offers a championship course here to play.
Here.
Okay.
And then you have to go.
Okay. Sharp.
Go
okay.
To the left.
That's nice. Oh, yeah.
It's a par 3. 4, par 3, and then you go and go là-bas. Après,
yeah. Nice views.
You go. Et après, it finish. The finish is in front of the hotel.
Okay. Perfect.
But you're alone.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks fun. Merci.
It's too hot for
yeah,
me.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking long
I
pants.
live over there, so I play tomorrow, and so only training.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it is different. And we're off. It's got one down the middle, which was nice. On the first hole, I didn't get any cameras up. Not yet. There's a tournament here in the next couple days actually worth the price. I mean, I'm never a €100 kind of guy, but when you got to play France, you got to play France.
And we're playing a course built by a New Zealand architect, Chris Pittman. He's very well known in the golfing industry, but the course itself would be the main international, also called the main course that I'm playing right now. It's 18 holes. It's a par 72. That's approximately 6,998 meters, or 6,677 yards. Even though it feels like it plays a little bit further, you have to be very strategic with your shots here, with slightly hilly and plenty of trees to get yourself in trouble with. And even some of the holes have a tree right in the middle of the fairway. It's known for its technical dog legs that require strategical play, challenging the players from all different skill levels. And then, of course, the greens have been remastered, the quality, the speed. It's a great course.
All right, we got an actual chance for birdie in France. Not really the best chance. Or nice. Come on. Oh, I wanted that. I think if I had a little bit more, it would have cut in. That's a good par. I almost missed it too. Parfessor is in France. That's my first par here in France, so we're officially parred every country on this trip.
Now the slope here for the men's white tees is 144, but it drops down to 120 from the violet tees. There's a total of 4 different tee boxes to choose from. And there's also the executive course that is 9 holes for a par 28. I would have loved to have played it, but I mean, we're flying through this course, as you can see right here, passing someone.
Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Ah, I heard your accent
New Jersey.
from New York.
Yeah,
New Jersey.
Yeah, north. Have a good one, merci.
Enjoy.
All right, first time I've ever internationally got in front of people on a hole. And I hooked it, but I did do good on the way up there, so I have to be pretty happy with that. And the cool part about this golf course is you can actually see the stadium or the soccer field on some of these holes, if not maybe even all of them. If you get a good look, I just saw it right there. All right, I'm on hole number 6 now, a par 3, the second par 3 of the course. Very nice. Protected by 2 bunkers on the left, well, protected by 3 bunkers on the left, and then 1 big one on the right that actually whips around a little bit. It's deep. So you have to kind of shoot the ball over that first bunker. And that green is massive when you finally get up here. Down hole number 7 now. You can see the wall structure. It almost looks like a Roman wall structure coming down to this hole. Gives it that Mediterranean feel. It doesn't even need that when you come out here. But it's those subtleties that kind of push it over the edge to a €120 course. It might even go up more, but the course conditions are actually well worth it. I'm happy to play out here, especially a tournament being played the next couple of days. It's the best time to highlight a golf course, so grateful. I'm gonna look into Chris Pittman a little bit more and the other courses he built. Dude, like seriously, look at this. Off the tee, you gotta go 8-iron, 150 yards or whatever in meters, and I got no shot here because of the strategic trees that Chris put in. And right off the bat, you're really better off almost a 9-iron. I mean, in the States, you wanna hit 5-iron all day, depending on where you, even on the course you're laying up on, 6-iron, 7 maybe, 8-iron, over. You almost go wedge, 9-iron. You have to do math here. Pros at a place like this because the course is really in great shape. I would be upset if I paid €100 and it wasn't in good shape. Look at the greens. Oh, that shade feels pretty nice. When they do actually have the golf tournament, you can see that they have multiple tee boxes
to choose from. Overall, the features here, it also has a massive driving range that has 300 practice stalls and 5 covered stalls. The practice area also includes a putting green surface, an approach green, a training for bunker short shots as well. The clubhouse is well equipped and has the pro shop as mentioned and offers golf equipment and apparel with free Wi-Fi. Now if you're staying at the golf resort, which is on site and pretty much right where you check in, it's a 3-star hotel. Now the hotel I stayed at was just across the street, but focusing on this video because I have a video dedicated to the other hotel, this one here on property is 86 rooms and suites, and the rooms typically have air conditioning, satellite TV, Wi-Fi, and a mini bar. There's also suites that offer living rooms and kitchenettes, and you have scenic views of the greens. I would say you should think about taking a look at the other golf course hotel that's right next to it. It was very affordable, just about the same price, and I thought it was almost brand new. It was a beautiful golf course. Now I didn't stay at this one, so we're not going to talk about this one as much, but I did stay at the other one. The only big downfall is no shuttle, and you'll have to almost take a taxi to get there because it was almost an hour walk with my clubs, which was almost a disaster. In-play type facilities, so you're going to have a swimming pool at both, a spa and golf center at both, a fitness center, and also game rooms, lounges, and just a lot of other amenities with club rentals as well.
I'm not making this up. Drive right up on here. At this point, we're gonna have to take a look. I've never seen anything like this before. It's a tree branch. This is a nice course. It's a $100 Euro course. What the fuck? Is that... I don't know what to say. All right, here's a chance for par with the broken 8-iron. Broken club and everything. Still got a par.
The course is open year-round, 7 days a week, and as long as there's not a major tournament being played, you pretty much have a chance for a tee time. The rates can go up to about 120 euros, and I tell you what, it's pretty comparison to other championship courses within France. France is not cheap, and depending on the season, you also have 9-hole rates, so you can kind of pick your poison if you want. If you want to spend a lot of money, play the whole 18. I recommend playing the full 18. That back 9 is pretty picturesque. But there's also membership opportunities here for individuals, couples, juniors, and also seasonal memberships. So if you're just swinging through for a few months and you like this area, because I thought it was pretty nice, especially with the stadium and the vibe, it's a good course to play. Now it's also a pet-friendly course. Dogs are allowed as long as there's leashes on the course and hotel area, and it's also situated near some transportation, but highly recommend taking taxis coming in and out. Just more practical because their train system doesn't really swing through this area, and it's going to be a long walk either way.
Woo! That's why I like my Apollo 14 Wilson. Maybe get a little sponsorship. We've got a par 5 coming up, number 14, running out of golf here in France. Coming up on the number 1 handicapped hole.
You can see it has a lot of greenery. It pops. This is a season that just started with the summer, and it was almost 100 degrees. Not a cloud in sight, so a beautiful film day. Just try to take advantage of that as much as you can. The course is stretching a total of that 6,100 meter mark, so it's a full championship course, but there's a total of 6 different tee boxes now that I'm looking at the scorecard. I mentioned 4.
Even though the course doesn't play long, it's a fun course to get out here and make you feel like you're an actual professional. Let's go ahead and try to get a hole-in-one in France. Probably one of my favorite holes. It reminds me of the bay. Definitely water up front. I could see being a signature hole, a sponsored hole, one would say.
The rating here is a 73.3 from those white tees, which is the furthest ones back. And if you were to go to orange, you're dropping it down to a 54 with a slope associated with that 54 of 80. And as mentioned, the original slope from those championship tees is 144. So yeah, you find yourself in some of these bunkers, you're gonna
I'm gonna
definitely
be
score not
transparent,
well.
just like we always try to be. And right off the bat, this is the first time I've seen a yardage. Maybe just because I haven't been in the fairway that much, but they do have yardages out here.
One of those courses that makes you want to keep the scorecard because you don't know if you'll ever be able to play something as special as this part of the world, and then alone a championship course where professionals have played numerous times. So I was very grateful, and for what, 150 American dollars, 120 euros, it was well worth the experience. And more importantly, there's a chance that you might not have been able to play because on this channel we don't really book tee times, we just go with the flow, and hopefully it works out. And sometimes that's a little bit easier when you're relying on public transportation, especially traveling all over. This course was a momentum killer with the 8-iron being destroyed. So it was very limited on clubs at that point. So zooming on out as we head on over to Spain.